Welcome to 734 Games, and this is your host Tom, and today we're here to talk about PC gaming versus console gaming. And now, I had to pick one console. I mean, I could pick all the consoles, but I decided to go with one console for this comparison. The main console, the most popular console, and the console that has most characteristics of what consoles are supposed to be. And that console that I chose was the PlayStation 4. It's the number one console, and you plug it into a TV, you hook a controller up to it, and you play games. That's what it does. It's a console that lets you play games. It's $3.99, and that is a good value for a console right now, especially a console with as many exclusives as this console has. And one major characteristics of consoles that this one actually shares with the Switch, which is not as much of a console as it is a tablet. Both of this console, the PlayStation 4 and the Switch, have a lot of exclusive games, and the games that they have, the exclusives that they have, are mainly single-player first-party titles. And that's a big part of consoles. First-party single-player exclusives are what people buy consoles for mainly. I mean, yeah, people buy consoles and they play Call of Duty, and they play games like you're looking here, Splinter Cell, where they can go online and take on, other people, but the main draw for console is single-player exclusives. So, I mean, the Switch has that, but the reason I'm talking mainly about the PlayStation 4 is because the Switch is more of a mobile platform. You take it, you can take your Switch out to wherever you're going and play your games, and you put it into this dock, and the dock doesn't really do anything, change the game. It just puts it on the screen. It just upconverts it. So, I mean, it's not like a console like the PlayStation 4 is. The PlayStation 4 is a traditional console. Now, we could talk about another console called the Xbox One. Xbox One X, or whatever they're calling it these days. Now, that is from a company that does not want to make exclusives. All they want to do is have services. They want to put services out there for people to pay, and no one really owns their games. You don't really own your games. And in the next generation, they want to go pretty much all cloud. I mean, they are going to release a console that'll play single-player games, but that's just to placate a small part of their audiences. They're not going to put their exclusives on that console first and foremost. They're going to put it on the cloud, Xbox Scarlet, whatever they're calling it. And so I really would not consider them. I would not buy that as a console. That is definitely the last console. I don't care if they have an American name. They're a company that that believes in censorship, and it's going to cross over into their gaming side as well. I mean, you hear articles about Toxic Gamer. I did another video, whole other video about that. If you have questions about that, what do I think about Microsoft as a game company and as a company as a whole, go watch my other video, Microsoft and Xbox and censorship. It's on one of my other blogs on WordPress, 734Games.com. But what we're here to talk about is consoles versus PC. Which one is right for you? Now, if you're a kid who's going to college, who's about to start college, get a PC. It doesn't make sense for you to buy a console. You need a PC so you can do your schoolwork and everything else, and you can use it as a gaming device. So there's no comparison if you're looking at school, and if you're in school or you're in college, you really should get a PC. Those lines at the library can get pretty long. What we're here to do is we're here to talk about people who maybe just starting out in gaming and maybe aren't so tech savvy, and maybe all they've done is play some games on their phone. Maybe you're a parent who has a kid who's asking for a PC, and you're thinking, well, maybe I can get them that console. Well, I'm here to tell you the differences between console and PC. Now, the PC has some exclusives as well, but PC exclusives tend to center around online experiences. Like Civilizations here is a real-time strategy game. Basically, you can play against other players. League of Legends is a MOBA, a massively online battle arena where you fight against other players. Dota 2 as well. And then you have games like World of Warcraft where you're in a big fantasy world, where it's called an MMO, massively multiplayer online game. So, I mean, computer games are more are definitely tilted toward multiplayer experiences where you're playing against other players. As where console games are more about your single player games. Now, single player games, there have been rumors of the demise of the PC and rumors of the demise of the console. Neither format is going anywhere, so don't worry about that. Don't listen to those people. Neither format. Single player games aren't going anywhere. Massive multiplayer games aren't going anywhere. Everyone is going to enjoy their games. The games will be here. Well, at least until 2030 when the quantum machines come out. But you know what? That's a long ways away right now, and I talked about that in another video. So you can check out one of my other videos if you want to hear more about that. But we're here to talk about what we have right now, console versus PC. Now, there is a price difference. Like I said, the consoles, the PlayStation 4 is $399. Of course, with the PlayStation 4, you also have to pay for your online service on top of your, you pay for your internet you pay for at home. So basically, with the PlayStation 4, you pay $60 a year for 12 months, and that averages, if you're going to keep a console for 5 years, that means your console, along with the price of admission and the price you pay for the console, the $400 you pay for the console, is going to be $700. And of course, you do get free games though with that, so you do get some value out of that paying for their online service, especially at Sony. Microsoft you do too, but like I said, Microsoft doesn't look like they're really in this to win it, and they don't have a lot of exclusives. Actually, hardly any exclusives at all. They do not want to offer single-player exclusives because they don't want to spend the money. Sony is still out there spending the money. That's why Sony is trouncing Microsoft. There's more games on the PlayStation 4, and it's better games on the PlayStation 4. The Xbox One X may have marginally better graphics than the PlayStation 4, but it's marginally, and it's only on certain games. There's games the PlayStation 4 has better graphics. Now with the PC, you get better graphics with every game. You might get some sloppy ports, but you get better graphics with every game. Now the cost of PC, now that's where things start to change. Now these days, PC building is not super expensive, but it costs a lot more than just buying your console and paying your online fee. Like I put together a console here, or a PC here, I'm sorry, a PC here on PC Parts Picker. It's a great site. Basically, you can go through every site and look for parts, and you put your PC together on the site, and you can just order your parts through with the widget on this site. And it was a little over $1,000. I picked the Ryzen because the Ryzen is definitely a great part. Like my PCs are running on Intels, but with the release of the AMD Ryzen CPUs, the AMD CPUs have really caught up in value and performance to where like like you can get an Intel now, and they're good CPUs. They're really powerful. They're great. The motherboards that come with them are really good, and they usually come with their own fan, so you don't have to buy a fan. But I still think right now the best bang for your buck is probably the Ryzen cores right now, looking at benchmarks and everything. So I mean, I bought mine a couple years ago, so I've not built a PC in a little while. But I would say right now I would go with the Ryzen core. But like I said, that build was a little over $1,000. And now with the ready-made builds, you don't have you get better parts. But of course, here, let me show you some turnkey solutions for PC gaming. Now, if you want to walk into a store or order on Amazon, go on Amazon and just order a PC altogether with everything, you will save a little bit of money. The thing is, the parts you're getting, usually the motherboards and a lot of the other parts, even the graphics cards, aren't like what you get if you were to go to PC Parts Picker or if you were to order a part separately. They're usually these are mass-produced parts. The quality's not quite up to what you would buy if you were putting it together. The only thing is that these computers are tested, so they're going to work right out of the box. If you're someone who's never built a PC before, it might be a little daunting to build a PC. I mean, you can figure it out. There are lots of videos on YouTube that'll show you how to put together a PC and build your own PC. But the parts, like I said, I've had ready-made PCs, and their deaths were I felt premature. And then you can even buy ready-made PCs now. If you're looking for aesthetics, like this Asus here, then that's probably the way to go, is to buy a ready-built PC, because it'd be very hard for you to build a PC like that. If you want a PC to sit next to it, if you're someone who's going to buy a PC to look like that looks like a PlayStation 4, that has the same kind of aesthetics and small build, then definitely you're going to go to the store and buy, or you're going to order a PC like that. That's definitely the way to go, because you're not going to be able to build one like that. And one thing about ready-made builds is you can always find one, you can always find a deal on one, a good price somewhere. Somebody is selling one for a good price. And like I said, if you're somebody who's a college kid, or maybe you're in late high school and you need something for your homework as well, then definitely get the PC, obviously, because you can do more with the PC. Especially if you want to do video editing or music or anything like that. If you want to do anything with the arts, PCs are the thing. But we're talking about gaming, and PCs are a little bit more. Now, if you want to see differences in how games look on a PC versus a console, Digital Foundry, I'm gonna leave that link underneath this video in the description on WordPress. And if you're on YouTube watching this video, you can basically go to to the link that says under the source, and it'll basically take you to my WordPress with all my links. Digital Foundry is a great site, or of course you can always search Digital Foundry on YouTube. They should come up. I don't think they're gonna ban Digital Foundry. That would really suck. But I don't think they would ever do that. They're not, conservative. They're just guys who talk about tech, and they do a lot of comparisons, and you can see the real differences between PC games and console games as far as games that are on both platforms, performance-wise. Of course, it does matter what exclusives you're looking at. If you're looking at playing games like World of Warcraft, then obviously you want to build a PC. If you're looking at playing games like Uncharted or The Last of Us, then definitely you're going to want to get a console. It just depends on what type of game you're looking for and what game you're looking for. And of course, what you can spend. If you're somebody, because there are some multiplayer games on consoles, on the PlayStation 4, that have some of those mechanics. And there are single-player games on PC that have some of those mechanics. So it depends on your budget and what exactly you're looking for. And I almost forgot to mention, I did not average in the price of the Windows operating system in my PC build, and the reason I didn't is because there's plenty of OEM sites that you can go to. This is just one called Kingwin that I've bought a lot of software and games off of, and they sell stuff at a fraction of the price. I mean, you're buying it from smaller retailers, but I have never had a problem with something not working on their site. I've never had a problem with Kingwin. So I mean, it just depends on. I would say that if you're looking to spend under, if you can spend $1,000, definitely get a PC. But if you can't, if you can only spend, $400 or $460 on a console right out the door, then definitely, if that's all you have to spend, get a console. They're both great gaming platforms, and if you can get both if you have that luxury, but not everybody does. So if you're somebody who's looking at these, this is mainly for people who aren't as tech savvy as some of you PC gamers or console gamers out there and don't know some of this stuff. If you're a parent, and your kid is asking for a PC or a game console for Christmas, this will help you make a decision. And last but not least, if you're watching this on WordPress, then hit the star button, hit the like if you like this video, and you can subscribe, either email or just subscribe on WordPress. It's a great platform. Maybe start your own site on WordPress. WordPress is awesome. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit the bell or subscribe, or hit the like, or if you don't like this video, you can hit the thumbs down. Now, on PC, you can get games like I want to say one last thing. You get free games with a PlayStation 4 if you subscribe to PSN. And PSN is a really cool service. They got the games are decent. A lot of indie games, but they do put their exclusives. So you're going to get indie games, you're going to get PlayStation 4 exclusive games as well if you subscribe. And that's pretty cool. And the only way you can get something like that on PC you don't pay for online, but if you want to get, games, for a flat rate, there's Humble Bundle. They have I pay like $12 a month, or actually basically $13 a month, and I'll get free games. Some of them are AAA. They're not really. Some of them are exclusive to PC games you can't get on console, but they have a really lot of cool stuff on there, and that's a really cool site. I'll give a link to the description for that one, down below. But that's it for this episode of 734 Games. This is your host Tom signing off. 734 Games, where gaming is alive.